Hi everyone, today I'm looking at the Jaguar X356. This is my 2007 manufacture year Jaguar XJ TDVi, the V6 2.7 bi-turbo diesel. Got a bit of a small issue with the XJ. I'm coming in here for a reason. The left-hand indicator stalk here, I think has been giving me some problems. So the last trip out, what I found was every time I was using the direction indicator, because obviously here in the UK we're right hand drive, every time I was using the direction indicator the headlamps were coming on. Well, that's a bit weird. So I've not done any diagnostic troubleshooting using Jaguar SDD or IDS software. I've kind of second guessed here. I'm thinking that it is actually the stalk column itself. So with that, rather than buy a brand spanking new one, I do have a good known used one. So this has come from Auto Reserve. They're usually really good because they do actually test all of their stuff before they send it out. Never had an issue with any of their stuff. So I don't know if you can see the part number here. There's an engineering number on here of 2W93-13335, and the series or the edition is AF. So when you're getting these sort of things, particularly electrical components such as these switches here, for example, it's really important that not only do you get the right Jaguar part number, you do need to cross-check the engineering reference number to make sure it's the same with the replacement part. Otherwise you could find that a part that looks identical can have slightly different behaviors, and we encountered that with the Project S type, where I'd replaced the steering wheel and kept the original switches on there, and they prompted some bizarre behavior. I couldn't adjust the volume and the cruise control wasn't working properly. So I grabbed the original ones and noticed that they're a slightly different version. Same engineering number, but a different version. So I switched them on and it sorted itself out. So that's great news. I'm going to start by releasing two screws under here. So in here and here. I thought there might be Torx, but they're not. I did the old finger test. Ooh, sounds a bit dodgy. Finger test. So I've got this here and I pushed in. Actually, this one here. Where's it gone? Push in a bit like that. Not until you draw blood, but just push in hard, and then you can actually see the pattern. And that, in fact, is just a posi drive. That's not a Torx at all. So that means I can use this rather splendid screwdriver just here, and in fact, in true Blue Peter fashion, just to make sure, I did actually take out that one there. A few prep steps before I started taking this apart. I wanted to put the column into manual mode. So if you come around over here, rather than having it in automatic mode, I didn't want it going up and down when I'm working on it, so I've just flicked that into column mode, put it in its lowest possible setting and drawn it all the way out just to give us a bit of space here. What we'll be doing is remove those two screws here and here. That should help with popping the cover off. I'm not sure yet if I need to take the courtesy panel off. I shall see. I may be able to slide it out, who knows. And then once I've got access under there should be three screws in here as well, facing upwards. I should be able to take them out, and then that'll give us access to the top here. That should just pop off, and then we should be in a situation whereby we're able to release the indicator stalk. It's probably difficult to see because I've still got the packaging on here, right? But it looks like there's two tangs that you have to press in here and here to release and remove. And then also at the back here you can see there's the electrical connection, so there'll be an electrical connector to take off as well. But I think that is it. Should be straightforward. So what I'm going to do is crack on and see if I can get this off without having to release everything else. Alrighty, let's have a look. So there's a few screws to remove. Strangely enough, I can see one there where my finger is, just in there. And I can see another one just back here as well. If I come under, maybe I can see that a little better. Let's see. Oh, excuse me, what? This one just in there, and also there is one on the other side. Where's it gone? I think it's up here somewhere. There it is. There. My finger is on it just there. So that's just got to come off. So 3 screws. That should allow us to release this top section just here. Over here. Then once we've got that, we should have better exposure to the left-hand indicator and should be able to release it. And then disconnect the connector. So the connector is somewhere just in here, and I will get a better shot of that when I can. Here we go. So just undoing the screw there. I'll do the same behind a little bit. Right, the 3 screws are out, so I should just be able to lift this off. Look at that. Hooray! Love it when a plan comes good. So this is the right hand switch here, so I'm just looking at here for reference. So there's an electrical connector here, and I'd imagine for the left hand side it's going to be the same. So yeah, it's just here. Feeling for that. It feels like there's an electrical connector that goes into the back there, which will just disconnect when this releases. So let me try and find a better angle to do this. There we go, that's better. So there's the electrical connector just there. That should just unclip, quite straightforward. And then I think we should have some release tabs. I think, is it one there and possibly down here as well, and it looks like the whole unit will then just come out. So I think I might just try releasing that electrical connector first, and then that will just put the cable out of the way, and then I'll have a go at removing the whole block. So we go. Okay, it just slid out, just push down the tang there, pull it back. I got a little beep 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 from the system just saying you've just disconnected something. I am now going to try and release this. I'm pushing down the 2 tabs and out she comes. Simple as that. Okay, here we are, parts side by side. Good news, the replacement one has a green mark on it, so I won't mix them up. So you can see here, identical engineering number. So what I'm going to do now is get said stalk and then just gently slide it back in, and it should be right. That's done. That's clicked in nice and easy, and I've just popped the connector back in there. Right, I'm in ignition position 2, so it's all powered up. So just going to try the turn indicator. Yep, that's working fine, and no headlights. Let's try down here. Left turn. Oops. Let's put the lights on. If I put them on here, see if I can. There you go. Sorry, that was really crap camera angle. There you go. So I've now got main beam. If I toggle back on a stalk, that's turned off main beam, and if I just go to auto, that kills the lights. I'm happy with that. Let's put this back to off for the moment. No headlights. Turn signals again, shall we? Yep. I'm happy that that's fixed the issue. Okay, I've just put one screw in. It's just up there. Guided it in, tightened it up. So now I've just got the other 2 to do. I think there's one just around here somewhere, and I'll just get the other side as well. Yeah, so 3 screws to go in. One's already in, 2 more to go, just the same as what we did to get it out. The panel's now on successfully with these screws. So there's one at the back there, one a bit closer in here, and there's one on the other side. Tightened them up so they're snug, but not really heavily purchased, as I will strip. Although I've got all these tools down here, in fact I've only actually had to use this single posi-drive screwdriver to do all of the screws. So this is a little bit misleading. I just had them here just in case. But what I'm going to do now is fit this dangling panel back into place. If you find this a bit tight and you're unable to get it past here, then you do have the option of releasing this panel here. I believe there's just some actual genuine torque screws here, but I haven't had to do that because there's a rubber bit that's pushing up against this, which you just need to push down, and then there's a metal section just below the steering shaft, and you just need to make sure that this plastic section goes underneath that, and then you just press down on these bits, and then you should be good to get this lined up, and then we should just be able to click that in. I'm going to use 2 hands to do that, just to make sure I get it even on both sides, and I don't want to break anything, and I've got to make sure that these little clips don't fall foul of that. Well, I'm pretty happy with this. Well, I'm not happy with the sacking headlining, but I'm happy with the car. I'm happy that, if I just spin you around, I'm happy that this switch here is now working. I've just taken her out just on the private estate round here, just to check that the left-hand indicator stalk just here was working correctly, so that we've got lights, we've got everything we need in terms of directional indicators, making sure they cancel okay, making sure everything else is okay, and I'm happy it's passed, which is really, really good news. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you found some of this video useful. Plenty more videos coming along very, very soon. Thanks a lot.